Yo, what's good, everyone? This is the Kid DC Wrestling back at it again with another video. Here to bring you all your March 1st, 2022 edition of NXT 2.0. Overall, man, I thought tonight's NXT 2.0 was pretty good for the most part. Really good main eventer between, Carmelo Hayes and Pete Dunne for the North American title, which we will talk about, and also the tag team match that opened up the show. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get to it. We kick things off, man, with a tag team match player. The NXT champion, Braun Breaker, teaming up with Tommaso Ciampa, or Ciampa, it doesn't really matter what you call him, taking on the Dirty Dogs, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. And, these two teams go at it, really go at it, man, to start off NXT 2.0. But of course, in the end, man, Champa blocks the super kick from Ziggler, and he nails the fairy tale ending, and he pins the number one contender for the NXT champion. So Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker get the win here. But I want to stay on this for a little bit because we see later on in the night, Dolph Ziggler talking about his loss in the tag team match, and we see Tommaso Ciampa coming up saying, "Hey, brother, like I beat you, and you know what that means. Like I get a shot. Like technically, I'm the one who gets a shot. You know what I'm saying? And heck, even Champa even said like, hey, I beat Breaker before. I can beat him again. And Breaker's like, you know what? I can beat both of y'all next week. So what's announced next week on NXT, a very special NXT, I must say, because they're calling it NXT Roadblock. It will be Braun Breaker, Tommaso Ciampa, and Dolph Ziggler triple threat match for the NXT title. So I guess this means that since this is happening, well then I guess the main event, Stand and Deliver, is in smoke because we don't know who's gonna main event that show. But anyways, despite all that, man, we move on. LA Knight calls out Grayson Waller. Grayson's like, brother, like, give it a rest because like you're done for. You're ridiculous. Like I beat, like you know what I mean. Like Grayson Waller was just talking over LA Knight, but LA Knight, of course, is like, that's it, you and me, one last time, last man standing match. Grayson Waller's like, you know what? You want a last man standing match? Well, be careful what you wish for, boy, because you just might get it. And of course, also next week on Roadblock, it's going to be LA Knight and Grayson Waller last man standing match. This was obviously going to end their feud, which has been going on for quite some time now. But I can definitely see this ending after this. What should be a really good last man standing match. All right, next we got the Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic first round matchup tag team match player. As also we have Wendy Q and Dakota Kai taking on Indy Hartwell and Priscilla Perota, and I mean, this was a match to be honest with you. Wendy Koo and Dakota Kai get the win there. Obviously, Priscilla and Dakota, not Dakota, but Priscilla and Indy was like, they're like, yo, what's going on? Like, hey, what's up? Indy was like, bro, what's going on? But Wendy Koo and Dakota Kai, this is a strange team, man, with Dakota Kai and Wendy Koo, man. You got Wendy Koo who sleeps all the time, and then Dakota Kai who's in her own world, I guess. This is a weird tag team, but hey, it's interesting. I'm curious to see how this is gonna play out. We had a really good promo, man, for the Creed Brothers and Imperium, the NXT Tag Team Champions. Like that was a pretty good promo to hype up their match. Next, we got Amari Miller versus Last Legend, and Last Legend gets the win here. This was a pretty short match here, but after the match, I believe Amari Miller actually got stretchered out. So prayers to her. Hopefully everything gets better. But yeah, man, Last Legend, she scoops Miller up, dives her into the mat, and gets the win there. So yeah, man. I mean, hopefully they, rebound and, probably redo this match later down the line. But next we had Sola Sequoia taking on Gunther. Oh my god. But yeah, you had Gunter versus Sola Sequoia, and this is actually a pretty good match, man, between Gunter and Sola Sequoia. But Gunter gets the win, thus ending the undefeated streak of Solo Sikoa. But you know what, man? Solo Sikoa, you may have not gotten the win tonight, but hey, you were able to stand up to Gunter. Not many people could say that they could do that, stand up to Gunter. So you still got you still got a lot left in you, my brother. And who knows? Maybe this might not be the end. Maybe again this little Imperium feud can lead to the Usos coming in helping out their boy. So who knows what happens? All right, man. Next, you see Harlan versus Draco Anthony. Harlan gets the win here. This is creepy, man. Jason Gracie, this creepy, man, just smiling while Harlan's just ragdolling Drago in the corner and stuff like that. And then some weird stuff happens after the match, man. You got Harlan hugging this dude. Like, what in the world? Like, like Joey Gacy and Harlan. Like, I'm just like, what? Every time like they do stuff, it's just so weird, but interesting at the same time. I'm not bashing it. Like I know there probably are people bashing it, but me, I'm like, oh, this is weird, but interesting at the same time. But next, man, you had Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic First Round Matchup Tag Team Match Player. You have Raquel Gonzalez, Cora Jade taking on Valentine Ferezzo, and you'll see Leon. And I mean, kind of just like, as honestly, I mean, it was a pretty solid match, but Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade get the win here. So I'm honestly not surprised for that. Obviously, the finish, Gonzalez slamming her. Of course, Jade, that was on top of Feroz for the win. So, yeah. Okay, after that, man, we got Andre Chase versus Von Wagner. I mean, Chase gets a little offense in, but Von Wagner obviously dominates, and, he gets the win. But I never got a chance to say this, but I think pairing Von Wagner, obviously, with we all know who he is, but finally, it gives Von Wagner something. It does, because, like, let's be real, Von Wagner on his own is kind of boring. So, yeah, good for Robert Stone to kind of help him out there. But, yeah. All right, next, man, we get the main event, man. NXT North American Championship. Pete Dunne, Carmelo Hayes, man. I thought this was easily one of the best matches of the show tonight. I mean, this was really good. Pete Dunne, Carmelo Hayes. I mean, heading into it, we already knew that this was going to be pretty dang good, and sure it was. Carmelo Hayes gets the win, which is the right call. I know a lot of people love Pete Dunne, but this was the right call, keeping the title on Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes said it best. When he shoots, he don't miss. And tonight he shot against Pete Dunne, and he sure as heck didn't miss. So, anyways, guys, that has been my review of NXT 2.0. Tomorrow will be my AEW Dynamite review, and then Thursday I might also talk about the Vince McMahon little segment, but also that same day I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for AEW Revolution. This has been the Kid DC Wrestling, and so, yeah.